ठीक है. हाँ नहीं but just everything other than the AC voice there is nothing. Uh, I just put you on hold. ठीक है एक सेकंड. हेलो हेलो हेलो. तो 3-4 मिनट ही रह गए तो पॉडकास्ट कर देंगे फिर अभी. Recording has already started. ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है. तो इसमें वॉइस रिकॉर्डिंग भी खाली. तो 7 लोग हैं. उम्मीद है सबको. All hope. It has been cloudy since morning, but the clouds have been because of the winds. The clouds have not been able to stay. देखो अच्छा चलो good है. Someone somewhere in rain having a good time looking outside. हाँ ये एक्स्ट्रा प्रॉब्लम है. बारिश होती है तो इतनी होती है कि फ्लड हो जाता है. तभी आपके इस महीने और भी वेबिनार हुए थे. अच्छा how many people. अच्छा इनका लोग अच्छे. जब एक सेकंड बस होल्ड कर. Contact number that other हेलो ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Manik here. Thanks for coming on a Saturday afternoon to attend our webinar. We'll be talking about US education in particular, and more importantly about comparison of US education with the other destinations. Before we start, I would like to run a small poll. If you can just answer to it. It's just to determine whether you are a bachelor's degree seeker or a master's degree seeker, or you're looking for some other program, maybe like a PhD or something else. So can we have your opinion, please? Thank you for your opinion. We are getting more votings on this. So as in a typical case, we can see about 90% of the students are seeking master's degrees and 10% seeking undergraduate degrees. See, last year 42,000 students went to US from India. That was the first time entry into US, as data supplied by IIE, which is a government institution which looks for all the statistics related to international students and domestic students. And out of 42,000, about 31,000 students were for masters, about 4,500 for undergrads, and about 4,500 students for PhD program. So I think all of you have answered this. Yeah, most of it. So we move on to our first slide, why we look for a US education. And if there are any questions that you have got in between, you can always put it across. You can put it across in the question segment. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm not being able to move the PPT. So see, US education has been, in particular, we'll talk about what kind of universities US has got. Okay, US has got typically three kinds of institutions, higher education institutions. As you can see on the screen, one is private universities, second is public, third is liberal arts. Most of the famous universities that you have heard of, they are private universities. Either you talk about Ivy League, you talk about Stanford, Harvard, and institutions like UC Berkeley, everything is private. So we are talking about approximately 3,200 US higher education institutions. Higher education means after class 12 or high levels or A levels, as in different countries. Out of which about 2,300 universities and colleges recruit international students. Many of them are language schools also. But typically students from Asia, students from Africa, Latin America, they reach to about 1,140 US higher education institutions for various programs. In US, it's there is another kind of institution also called community colleges. See, US education system is based on the community college model. You study 2 years at a local school or a local college, and then you transfer it to a higher education institution. So that is how it works. Now more about understanding of US education. All undergraduate degrees are typically 4 years and all master's degrees are 2 years. We have got credits for each and every degree, and that means the credits can be earned before the stipulated time duration. You can earn your undergraduate degree in 3 years also, in less than 4 years I mean to say, and master's you can earn in as soon as 15 months as well. It is the most comprehensive and the most flexible and versatile education system where a student studying medicine can even look for attending the music classes. So that is the biggest show of versatility and flexibility. So you can choose your passion also, and you can go for your professional degree also. And when we talk about undergrad education, there is no MBBS, there is no LLB in US system of education. If you want to study medicine and law, what US education system feels that you should be a graduate first. Though may look for some specific undergraduate degrees, but to study a medicine or law into their institutions of higher repute, you have to be there. Now, why study in US in comparison to other destinations? See, work visa options after study, they are fabulous. If you compare it with any other country in the world, Canada has got some extra things, but typically it is not for everyone. The job opportunities are also limited. STEM graduates. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics. So if you are a student seeking a postgraduate or an undergraduate degree in Science, Technology, Engineering or Mathematics, then you can look up to 29 months of work search visa after you graduate. After you pass even your undergrad or even you pass after your MS degree. 29 months. You get 12 months initially and then it is extendable by 17 more months. Now another biggest reason is H1B visas. If you are aware about H1B, they stand at 65,000 per annum. Right now, the quota is 65,000. A new I-Square bill will be introduced by Barack Obama administration in 2 years, and that is likely to increase the H1B at 130,000. Now H1B has been the most sought after visa. It's a work visa which is provided by the employer. But when you are a student in US, what you need to do is just pass your degree and you get an automatic work visa. After you get your work visa, utilize your work visa for the time that it has been allotted to you, and then look for an employer who can sponsor your H1B visa. US has been the highest recruiter for technocrats from India. You know, the maximum students go from India to US because there are maximum job opportunities in that country. Now we come down to scholarships. Before that, do you have any questions that I can answer to? Any questions that I can answer to? Okay, scholarships in US. There are merit-based scholarship, need-based, cultural diversity and internationalization. Probably you would be hearing it for the first time. But there are options available to every student into multiple things. Okay. Now we are going to just look at another poll. Yeah, so we looking at questions. So we'll take a few questions first before we move ahead. My GRE score is 288 and I want to go. Now we take this question. It comes from Nirmal Bhavit. My GRE score is 288 and I want to go with that only. Please advise. See, GRE score comes out of 340. You have got a 288 on that. It's a very average score, but you still have got a lot of options. When I continue my presentation, I'll tell you more about it, because what do you see, US has got so many institutions. There is a university match for you in your budget and as per your academic qualification. and as per your standardized test score also. So Nirmal, you don't have to worry. There are a lot of options you can get at 288, and even options you can get with scholarships also. So I'm going to talk about it in the further in the slides which are going to come further. Okay. Now Deepak Sridhar has put down impressing visa officer. So you don't have to impress visa officer in a particular way. When we spoke to the High Commission, they always tell us, when we spoke to the immigration officers or the entry clearance officers, they call it as internally, or the visa officers, you just have to sell your profile. 5 basic questions you should be aware about. Why are you taking this particular university? How is it going to help you? What other universities have you applied to? And why did you choose this particular one? And who is going to fund your studies? Just be prepared with these 5 answers. Don't read it like a script. Read it like a confident person, and you are going to get through. See, they are sitting in the High Commission to give you visas. If they had to reject your visas, they wouldn't invite you to their High Commission to reject it. They just want a proper explanation from you. Next question, I take from Shreya Kapoor. Shreya has put up a question: is a US degree of good value in India? Shreya, there is degree doesn't have any value. It's the value of a person. If you have learned well, you have done your subjects well, you know your subject, you know your course, you know what you are studying, and you have done your best at studying, then you are always valued anywhere in the world. There are a lot of examples of people who have come down from different parts of the country and go down to US and other destinations for studies. They have returned back to India and they are doing exceedingly well. The reason is they always know what they are doing. So if you study well, you are always valued everywhere in the world, including India. Next question I take from Deepak Sridhar. He says, is there any kind of scholarship which I can get from India? I have been offered 14920, $14,920 from University of Arizona, but would be happy to get a full funding, even though I can comfortably manage. Deepak, I don't know what course you are applying to, so difficult to comment any further on it. But 14,920 you are getting, is it for 2 years or 1 year? What course are you planning to go for? And what has been the background? What are your scores so that I can be more specific? Then Deepak Sridhar, you have got further addition to your question. Visa officer will never know which all universities you have applied to. Never ever. Visa office doesn't have time to look into each and every student and find out which all university in the world you have applied to. So don't worry about that. Vijay Kapoor also has got a question for visa. What are the common questions? Vijay, I have already mentioned the questions. Very particular why we have made this decision to go to this university, who is funding your studies, what all other universities you have applied to. They want to see a rationale behind your application. Okay, so as long as your rationale is right, you don't have an issue. Another question from Deepak Sridhar. Deepak, chemical engineering MS for fall 2013. Now you can't apply for any more scholarships. There are some small time scholarships, $500, $800, $1,200 maximum. If you have done any work into research, you can put your application through. Otherwise, there are hardly any more scholarships that you can get at this point of time for your masters into chemical engineering. Now we move on to other slides before I take more questions. Another question has come from Atul Harish. Why should one choose USA above India for masters? See, it depends. Atul, if you look at my slides which are coming up, you would be able to make a decision why should you choose US. And I've already mentioned before why you should choose US. US has been a destination of choice because of the job opportunities. Though India, China, South Korea have got huge job opportunities, but still you're looking for a foreign degree. In India, if you're looking for a MS program, there are hardly any institutions to go to. Very few actually, keeping in mind the kind of population and the kind of experience we have got. So choose US, it's a great education, exposure, learning, everything you get. If you want to serve your country, you can serve always. Yeah? If you are fine on roads also, then also you are serving your country. You can do good to your country in many ways. You can do good to your country after returning back from US also. No one is going to prohibit you from doing any good to your country because you have studied in US. You can do good to your country in many ways, including study in US. Srinath Pinaka asked, does scholarship depend on GRE and TOEFL scores or academics in undergrad? Srinath, your GPA is of huge importance. Huge importance. A low GPA can be compensated by GRE. A low GRE can be compensated by GPA or your undergraduate scores. TOEFL is never a criteria for awarding scholarship. It's an eligibility criteria. Anjali Arya has put down a question. I'm Anjali Arya, have just completed Masters in French, particular scholarship for Indian students applying for PhD in French language. Anjali, if you are looking at French language, Canada would be a better destination in comparison to US. And I think you should look at Canada, Canada being the official language, second official language. And now I move on with my presentation, and then I'm going to take these questions also. Best practices for obtaining scholarships. It's a question which is addressed to all of you. Apply as early as possible, take professional help. See, when you're willing to spend 30, 40, 50 lakhs on your education, always make sure that you are taking some professional help also. It's like going to a chemist or going to a doctor. You take professional help of a doctor because he has spent years and months doing what he is best at. Take help of a counselor, take professional counseling help, because the thing is you are spending about 40, 50 lakhs on your education. Spending a very small percentage of the money in taking professional help is not going to hurt you. Rather, it will help you to make a more informed and a better decision. Okay? Apply strategically. You don't have to apply in a way that I got a score, let me apply to all the top universities. Search on Google top 20 universities, find 4 or 5 good universities, apply to that. It doesn't work that way. Apply in a way that you are going to get the best out of everything. You might have a good score which is going to take you to MIT, but going to a Purdue or a Georgia Tech can help you in a great way, or Arizona State also, because they might give you 100% scholarship. And at MIT you might have to shell out 80 lakhs to a crore. Okay, and work on your profile. It's not about 2 standardized tests and 1 GPA. It's about your complete profile. So if you have made a decision in advance, go for it, work on it, try to get maximum accolade in your workplace. If you are at school, try to participate in extracurricular activities, be a part of NGOs. There are a number of ways you can show that it's not only about academics, it's about in totality of you as a person. Okay. Affordability, I always mention, is the biggest factor. US has got so many universities. You're always able to find a match for you as per your budget. Don't come under additional pressure. Don't come under a pressure that is going to put you on back foot always, that you have got to find finances for your next semester. Average salary is always limited. Okay, there's a limit to average salary that you get as a student. So you always have to keep an ROI factor also in mind. There are no universities in US which are down or which are up. It's always the private publications which give a ranking. Go to a university based on the kind of curriculum you get, based on the kind of financial affordability you have got, and the talent is what your talent and your education is what is going to fetch you a job, and not the university degree. University degree can just take you to one level of interview. Okay, they say, okay, this guy comes from a great university, let's call him for an interview. But actual job position can only be allocated based on your talent and based on your level of knowledge. Okay, now we take some questions again. Shreya Kapoor, I want to pursue undergraduate in US. Is it better to take SAT or ACT? SAT or ACT, you can take either one of them. You look at any website of any US university, you will find SAT or ACT score. Shreya, when do you want to apply? That is one thing I would like to know. ACT happens 5 times a year, SAT happens 5 times a year. And next time SAT is happening is on 6th of October. So prepare yourself accordingly, give either of them. Advantage of giving ACT is very few people are giving ACT. Most of people are giving SAT. So you can always have an advantage. Okay, so ACT can help you score well. 19 to 21 is something as a very basic ACT score that you can look at. Or an SAT of 1600 plus is minimum you should look at. Nirmal Bhavet asks you what about France? Is it offering students without any entrance exam? Nirmal, the idea is to get value out of your degree. It's not about if you have to give an examination for it. I think you should change your perspective. Look for a degree which is awarding to you. Don't look at what is going to take me into that degree. Sandeep Kumar says low GPA, what would be a good GRE score? If your GPA is really low, try to get 315 plus on your GRE score. That is going to compensate in a way. 310 plus minimum you should look at. And Atul Harish again asks, what GRE should one get to enter in top 10 universities? Atul, depends on which are the top 10. There are different publications having different top 10. And when you're going to top 10, you should always look at whether you have a budget of 60 to 70 lakhs or not. Then only apply to those universities. Shreya Kapoor is going in 2015. Shreya, you've got a lot of time. I think work on your profile and put additional ACT score with that. That should be a good thing to do. Is there any selection different for MS in US between a student studying in IIT and a small college? Aditya, US universities don't discriminate. If you come from an IIT, you come from a small college, it doesn't matter to them. Okay? The thing is, in case you think IIT would matter the most, then you can look historically. IITs have not been going to US all the time. They have been either going for jobs or they have been going to MBA institutions. You come from a small college, there is no way that is going to be a hindrance at all. Score a good GRE and show them that IIT is not the only way to go to a top university. And it has never been. Siddharth, can you please suggest best state universities for B schools in US? Siddharth, there is a long list. Long list. I don't know whether you've got a work experience. Are you willing to appear for a GMAT? And then only I can send you some names. Before that, it's very difficult. Shreya, you can take an SET exam anytime you want next year. You are comfortably placed. Will good writing score compensate low AWA? Srinath, the thing is your analytical writing ability is going to be a factor, but sometimes if you apply to some university, they have got a minimum criteria for everything. Though there is a total overall totality score, but there can be a low minimum score that you need to be with. Do they really look into AWS score? AWS score is not there for selection. You need to have a minimum score, that's it, to qualify. It's like a TOEFL examination. A higher TOEFL examination doesn't make sure that you get an admission. It's just a minimum they require. Gautam Reddy asked, UCLA GMAT, I should get, what is the UCLA score? See, GMAT is not the only criteria, Gautam. GMAT may be the criteria, but it's not the only criteria. And USC Marshall, Southern California. Southern California is not awarding scholarships, and the California system doesn't award scholarships. So, but they are very willing to take students who are willing to come to their institutions with full fee paying ability. Pay full, go to them, even a decent GMAT score is good. How are programs like Duke's, MEM, Masters of Engineering Management or Master Management courses? Gautam, make up a plan whether you want to, what are the job opportunities after engineering management. All programs are good and they are created with a rationale. They are not created just to get more students. They are created because there is requirement. If you really think you have got a future aspiration or a goal in future to go into these careers, then only take up Master of Engineering Management. Deepak Sridhar says everyone knows India provides a bad opportunity for petro engineering, chemical and biotech. That we are going to come back to India, will they agree? Deepak, the visa officer is not there. Visa officer knows when someone is going to Harvard or Stanford, he is not going to come back. He is very well aware because these are the sought after graduates in US. There is hardly any Harvard or a Stanford or a UCLA graduate or a Berkeley guy who come back to India immediately. Very few. They always know that you are going to look for job opportunities. They always know you have got a STEM program. They always know that you will have work visa after you pass out. So the thing is, don't mess up with them. Answer them freely, openly, and what you are looking for. You have to sell your profile. You just have to make a rationale why you are going to that institution. It's not going to hit you if you even tell that your relatives are there in US. It's always good to be transparent, open and honest in every approach. Okay, and then we look at a question. Gautam Reddy looking for financial aid for MS programs, there are available. Yeah, there are so many institutions, you can always look at them. Always, always. Apply early, apply on time, give standardized tests, choose your university strategically. Average cost of living in US. Uh, 8,000 to 15,000 US dollars per annum is the cost depending on the city you are in. So it goes from 8,400 to about 14,000, 15,000. You are in Frisco, you are in New York, it will be high. You are in Kentucky, Midwest, Missouri, you'll be paying low. And it depends on city. In Pennsylvania, you might be paying low somewhere about 9,000, 10,000. You may be paying about 14,000 in one city. I'm talking about living expenditure. Vijay Kapoor asked, what is the best time to check for financial assistance? First deadline by October 1st, 15 November, you should start applying and put your applications down. Vijay Kapoor, you can always put your application on time. Give your test in advance, choose universities accordingly. I have already taken 2 exams with one of my best is 290. 290 is a score. Always go for the score what you have. Okay, don't keep on trying all the time. It's not going to, you can never achieve a difference of more than 20% in 2 consecutive tests. Okay, that has been a survey by majority. So if you go for GMAT, it doesn't make sense again and again, because if you have scored 550, there is no way you can score 700 in the next one. No way. It has never been possible. Then Shreya Kapoor, Atul Harish. I think I'll take up a couple of slides, then I'll again put more questions in place. Let's do a comparative slide, just 2 slides. Study abroad destinations. US has got it has got the biggest higher education system. I've been telling to everyone, Atul, Gautam, Srinath, there are a lot of universities. Find out the best for you. Don't look at a university which is best for everyone, which people have been talking about. From India, we have been running behind 20 institutions in particular, but there is so much in US to offer to our students. Look at the possibilities of joining an institution which is going to respect you. Don't run behind an institution which is just to, or maybe to a university you're just begging to get an admission into. Go to a university which respects you, which respects your score, which is willing to give financial aid to you, which is going to give you some scholarship so that you can come in, feel less pressure. And the placements are everywhere in US. US is not a country which is limited by 4 to 5 cities. As we have got in India, we have got 8 metropolitan hubs. But in US, there are hubs everywhere. Minnesota, Wisconsin have been upcoming destinations because of the subsidies these states have been providing to companies to set up their shops in those places. You know, even Indian companies like Infosys and TCS has set up their bases in states like Arizona. They're in Texas. In Wisconsin, Minnesota, GE has been doing a lot of work in Minnesota. They've been setting up big offices. Healthcare, technology, everything they're setting it up. Because the cost of operation is low. So don't worry about a particular state that you want to go to. Look at institutions which best suits you. It's like choosing a life partner. You choose what you are getting the best for. Okay, so always you are putting up an investment, try to get the best ROI on that. And the best ROI may not be possible at the topmost name. Okay, and US gives opportunity to everyone. Anyone who is talented, you know, there have been so many students who have quit their studies in between and have startups on their names. They have funded startups. So in case you've got talent, you will be respected. US has been that kind of a country. Now we take another question from Vijay Kapoor, admitted to University of Southern California, MS Engineering Management. I'll have result. See Vijay, it will cost you 55 to 60 lakhs to do your MS. Okay. But don't depend on RA, okay, research assistantship, so that you can cover your fees. It's too much of a fees to be covered by RA. 50,000, 54,000 is normal expenditure for any student going to any level of education into engineering in Southern California. Very difficult to cover. Very difficult to cover. I think what you should be prepared, you should always be prepared with your finances. And that is what a visa officer will ask you for. He's not asking you to depend on research assistantship or teaching assistantship or your other part-time jobs or summer jobs. Okay. Srinath Pinaka applied for fall 2013 with GRE 311, EWA 2.5, IELTS 6.5, UG 72%, UT Dallas, University of North Carolina, Charlotte. I want to know the reason why I have to mention I applied in February though. Is that the reason for rejection? Srinath, I think it's more complex a question right now to be answered. I think if you want to know the reason, you just have to write to the admissions authority. Every application is taken in a fresh way. You are never rejected because you have applied before. They are actually happy that you have actually paid the application fees twice and you are willing to pay again and again. That shows your dedication to that particular institution. And Texas, Dallas or North Carolina, Charlotte, they are never ever bothered about that you have applied 3 times. The only thing is there is some factor which is lacking in you, probably that's why the rejection has been done. Master's opportunities in US after completing computer science. The best option to take in US has always been computer science or an amalgamation of mechanical, electrical, mechatronics, something, because automation is the biggest thing that happens in that country. So Vijay Kapoor, you can always look at huge number of job opportunities. Work visa is not an issue. 29 months post-study work visa you get, OPT plus 17 months extension. So there are always great opportunities for you. Masters in Electrical Engineering, Srinath, awesome program. Look at more automation opportunities. Combine your electrical engineering with some computer engineering modules and you have got massive job opportunities. How good the summer internship UCLA Anderson? Siddharth, I don't know which background you come from, so which kind of summer internships you are talking about. Shreya, are there enough scholarships to study? Shreya, there are amazing scholarships in US for undergraduates. I can put my email address to everyone. You can send your queries to me and I can reply to you for the job opportunities. There are amazing job scholarship opportunities in US to get financial aid. You can get up to 80 to 9%. Okay. And Srinath, you have mailed them but didn't get any reply. Srinath, you have to be patient. Raise it to higher authorities. Put it to international programs. Put it to the enrollment director. Put it to the. You can put it to dean of that particular school. You can put it to HOD. If you don't get it, you can let me know. I can put it for you. I can find out a reply. But they might give a standardized reply to you. They might not give a. We don't have RTI. We don't have right to information with US universities. So they may apply. They may be willing to apply reply back to you up to a particular extent of explainability. They may not reply back to you with a complete explanation. Any questions that I have missed? Atul Harish, do the universities look for something except GPA and GRE? If I am very good extra. See Atul, the compensation can be from academic to academic. So a low GPA can be compensated by a higher GRE or a vice versa. But extracurricular activity is not going to compensate to you. If you want to apply for any particular type of scholarship, suppose you are excellent in some particular sport, then apply for a sports scholarship. When you apply for a sports scholarship, then that is going to take into consideration and then it can compensate your GPA or GRE. But otherwise, just putting all the documents in a particular way, it's not going to help. Dinesh Patnaik, first question, I have registered for GRE on September 30. What should be there by? Dinesh, depends on draw your shortlist before you go for your GRE score, because you have to report your scores also. So you can be prepared well in advance. When you start your GRE examination, you are asked 4 options to report your score absolutely free from ATS website. So always have a shortlist in hand, and there would be a possible reason that you would have already prepared your shortlist. According to your shortlist, you might have dates of 1st November or 15th October as the most earliest of the deadlines for fall next year. So that is what can answer for you at this point of time. 15 October to 1st. By 1st November, a complete application should be ready and sent across and your scores reported. And you will be eligible for most of the scholarships. Sham Sundar, MBA in US, depends on what your background is and what kind of future aspirations have you got. If you are looking forward to work into typical marketing or sales, be prepared for a huge competition. Okay, but if you are a good salesperson, be aware you are going to be a champion anywhere in the world, including US, including India. If you're looking for operations, make sure you have come from IT background, because IT operations has got good amount of jobs. But you are looking for a typical plain MBA and you don't have a background or a work experience in any, then think of other destinations or think of coming back to India. India, your exposure is going to count a lot coming back in India. India has got massive job opportunities even for graduates returning from US. I know so many people return to India doing excellent, fabulous in their jobs, amazing in their fields of work. So you are not restricted, you become a global citizen. You become a student who is professionally expertised into his study or the area of majors, and then he is willing to be a professional anywhere in the world. Shreya Kapoor asked, master's degree in engineering earned by correspondence. Shreya, why you want to do a master's in correspondence? There is no need to study if you want to do a correspondence degree. Correspondence is the worst form of education that can exist. You can never do engineering in correspondence. There are no labs, nothing. What kind of degree will that be useful to? Don't have a look at such kind of options. They are completely ridiculous in nature and completely ridiculous in execution and implementation. Aditya Kumar asked, IELTS or TOEFL? Give TOEFL if you are going to US. Why appear for IELTS? Give TOEFL. It is the more preferred test. Always give TOEFL if you are looking for American education. Srinath again asked, can I get better universities than University of Texas, Dallas and University of North Carolina, Charlotte for spring intake if I have ASAP? Srinath, you can apply. There are few universities which had a deadline of 15th of June, which happens to be today. But there are some universities which have got a July 1 deadline and about 30th July as a deadline also, 31st July. You can look for those. Nirmal asks, what is the best time to get scholarships for spring? Nirmal, right time to apply for spring, May, June. Maximum July. Atul, I'm in second year BTech CS NSIT, will be completing it. Can I do my in my field in next one? Atul, it is a very, very, you can say, difficult question to answer. If you want to do your internship in US, depends what kind of internship you want. Paid, unpaid internship at a university, looking for a research internship, looking for a subject internship, looking for a paid internship, unpaid. Apply. The thing is, you can do your internship anywhere. In less expenditure, you mean to say, generally you don't pay for internships other than your unpaid research. Atul, you can always apply. Your university has got some collaborative programs with different universities. They have got some exchange programs. Best thing is apply to them. Always apply to them because they know what your curriculum, your structure is, and they might take you for 2 months, 3 months, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, up to 12 weeks of a program. But always remember, in summer they have got holidays for a while. So you might be able to squeeze in about 4 to 8 weeks only, not more than that. What if I Deepak Sridhar asked, what if I continue with PhD after my MS? Will I get visa date extended? Deepak, you always get extension. You get extension more than 1 year to your actual field of study. You get an I-20 stating your duration, course duration. You always get visa 12 months plus minimum in advance. Vijay Kapoor, do you think work and study MBA in US students will get a job within 3 months of trying the course in US? Vijay, very difficult. I think you need to take into consideration minimum 6 months instead of 3 months. Because if you go in September, it's October, November, December. In December, you might get some jobs because of the economy moving very fast because of Christmas and everything. There is always a huge movement in everything. From banking to FMCG, everything is at boom in November, December time. You reach in September, you might get some things to work on, but generally there would be a lull period after January. So be prepared for at least 3 to 6 months when you reach there. Srinath Pinaka asked, what specification in electrical engineering after my MS is in demand? VLSI wireless communication, very good. Nano is something different. You need to look at some programs which are really famous for that. VLSI and wireless communication goes very good. Microelectronics is something you can look at. Power electronics is something which is very booming. Okay, Srinath, so you can look at these options also. Shreya Kapoor, is it true that doing by summer coursing you can complete your degree earlier? Shreya, it's absolutely correct. Take more credits in summer, you'll be able to pass out your undergrad in 3 years. Sham Sundar asked, I have done my BBM having 2 years work experience in marketing field and 1 year as a counselor. Is it wise to write the GMAT now? Sham Sundar, it's always good when you write a GMAT. It's always good. It gives an extra parameter to a university to take you inside their program. So always, if you think you can manage it with your with your kind of work schedule you have got, it's always good. Though you can get admission without GMAT also. Atul, what would be the better, directly doing for MS after BTech or doing a job and get some experience and then look for MS? Atul, for MS, WorkX may or may not be very helpful all the time, but for MBA it is always helpful. Jyoti, you have got excellent chances of getting job in US after environmental engineering. Environmental sciences and engineering have been a sought after profession. You can also look, when you are a US graduate, you can also look at applying to destinations like Canada and even Scandinavian nations like Denmark, Norway and Finland, where environmental engineering and renewable energy, these kind of things have been very, very prominent. Shreya, does pursuing AP courses reduce the time of degree? Shreya, I am particularly me, but that's an individual opinion. I am not a huge fan of AP. Advanced placement, why you want to reduce your exposure? Give all your AP in India and take a degree from here. Will that be of any help? Don't do AP. Go for a full-time program, and in case you want to reduce your tenure, go for summer credits. Okay? And now we move on back to questions also for okay. Avinash Risati asked, I got admission to University of Melbourne for July. I had finished my bachelor's from National NIT Jamshedpur, 8.2 CGPA and IELTS. Avinash, University of Melbourne do provide financial aid, but the thing is, it's starting in July. You should have already applied for it. It's hardly one and a half months remaining to start. Even actually less than 1 month. I think it would start in second week of July, your University of Melbourne intake. What you can do when you are at the university, you can apply for a scholarship based on your first semester marks. You can apply for some international global scholarship which are available at University of Melbourne when you are a student there. There are always universities which are there. Avinash, you should go reach a university, then apply, because now the time is gone. Reach there, apply. Jyoti, if in F1 visa, how can one get the work visa? Jyoti, first you get F1 visa, then you get extension as an OPT, then you get further extension if you are a STEM student, science, technology, engineering methods, and then you have to apply for H1. Before that, you have got every work opportunity coming to you on your F1 visa only. I hope I have answered your question well. You can elaborate your question again in case you want to know anything else. Srinath, I am from electronics and communication, but in Dilma has to go for machine. Srinath, you should go for electrical engineering, MS electrical, not for computer science, because computer sciences in particular, in US there are two types of computer degrees, computer sciences, computer engineering. Computer sciences is more about languages and programming, completely actually about. And electrical and computer engineering has got more integration of electrical as well as your networking, security, cyber security, and your hardware things. But computer sciences is only about programming and languages. As per Avinash, next question. As per university, they need 8.5 CGPA. Avinash, if they are looking for 8.5 CGPA, what you can do a course evaluation done for yourself and put it accordingly. because your university is NIT Jamshedpur is a very high-end university. It's a high-end college in India. If you do a evaluation done, they might put you in league with, because 8.5 at a normal institution and 8.2 at NIT is always different. So you can always try to score well, get an evaluation done, and that might be able to generate scholarship for you. Atul, which is better between CS and CE? Atul, depends on what you want. If you are a programming guy, keen on languages, keen on application development, then CS is a better choice. If you are on cyber security, networking, servers, these kind of thing, and you are looking at more integration of electrical, mechanical, and computers in your future, that kind of jobs you are looking at, or looking at automation, mechatronics, these kind of stuff, then look for computer engineering. CS only when you're looking for programming, applications, and languages. And that's where CS has got pretty good opportunities. Gautam, what is the maximum loan amount one can get in MBA swimming pool? Gautam, loan depends completely on your credibility and your profile. You're attending a Credila webinar. Credila gives you the maximum loan. No other bank can give you so much loan. And you can, if you want to get up to 80 lakh rupees, I think Credila would be the only source for you to get the loan. No other bank would be able to provide you with that much, that kind of huge loans. Okay, only they can give it to you on basis of a collateral. I think best to get in touch with Credila people. They've got your details, you've got their details. They will be the best people to answer that. But you can easily get it from them if you've got requisite collateral. Sham Sundar has put up a question. Is biology a necessary? No. What kind of profile are the top universities in? Sham Sundar, you have to elaborate more. What kind of profile are the top universities looking for? Okay. Sham Sundar, top universities look for overall student, great student actually, and someone who has worked on his profile for last 2, 3, 4 years. Not someone who has just given up a standardized test like a GMAT, GRE and just came across everything. They need profile. They need a good GPA, they need good standardized test, they need work experience also, and plus they need you to have the affordability of education also. That is one big factor. If they know that you are able to fund your studies, they would be more willing to take you rather than they would be willing to take you if you are looking for financial aid all the time. Jyoti, my course is for 2 years, I finished course in 1 year. Jyoti, yes. The answer is yes. You can complete your education in 1 year and start working. There is no minimum time that a student needs to get to H1. There is no minimum time. If an employer is willing to sponsor you, you can be sponsored anytime. You can even be sponsored from India. You know, so many students, so many people go from India. They have never done any education in US. So H1 doesn't have a criteria of a minimum time of education. Srinath, what are the places to go regarding my MS in electrical and jobs? Srinath, lot of destinations. Be open, be versatile, look for something which is best for you. Don't go by the names. You can find excellent opportunities even in the middle of Utah. Okay. MS or M engineering, Sandeep? Sandeep Kumar, this is an invalid question completely. MS or M engineering doesn't make sense. The terminology or nomenclature of a degree depends on what is the faculty called. If the faculty is called Faculty of Engineering, you would get M Engineering. If it's called Faculty of Science and Engineering, they call it MS. In India, they call it as MTech because it is Faculty of Technology in our institutions, in our AICT. Don't go with terminology, they are all same in the world. Okay. Any more questions that I can answer for you? Cyber security, Dinesh, cyber security, few institutions in US which give cyber security as a main specialization. There are some small time universities and colleges which have got some very good programs, but very few to, there are so many in number, like I told everyone before, to name anything in particular. So what you can do is cyber security, James Madison, I know people who have got great employment in Virginia after passing out. Though Virginia people don't regard as a huge job destination, but cyber security do anywhere. Even if you come back to India, a lot of scope everywhere. Cyber security is really good. How Auburn University, Alabama, US for BS course under Auburn program. Pramod, you don't select a university because there is a program which comes under a particular program. Select a university for 20 different reasons. You don't select a program because it comes under a particular program. I don't know what your requirements are, but the thing is, in case you want to make a complete choice of which university you should have, do a complete research, and basically, first of all, put your aspirations in place. What are you expecting out of that university? If a university qualifies under a certain program, that should not be a criteria of taking up that university. At least I am not a supporter of that. Jyoti Yadav, scope of environmental engineering, excellent scope. Jyoti, excellent, because environmental engineering graduates very few in the country, and a lot of European companies have set up their shops in India. A lot of work being going on in carbon credits, a lot of work being going on in the renewable energy sector. So environment and so many environmental norms and compliances coming into place. So that's where it's a huge scope in India as well. Siddharth has put a question that he has got 2.5 years of work ex as a programmer, do MBA, targeting UCLA for MBA. Siddharth, UCLA average score, you can have a look at their website also. But the thing is, the higher the score, it's always better, you know. But the thing is, your work ex is going to be a hindrance. You have worked only as a programmer. They would like to understand how much impactful you were in your job. What was the decision-making process of yours at your workplace, which was making an impact on the overall process? How much are you affecting the bottom line of a company or your particular process or your particular team? And these are all the factors, major factors. And GMAT is one factor. Look at 700 score easily to be competitive. But your work experience is on a bit weaker side. I think your essays are going to be very key defining point. So make your essays accordingly. Any other questions that I can address? Any other questions that I can address right now? Is there any other way to apply for MS except GRE? You can always apply without GRE also. GRE is not a compulsion. GRE has never been a compulsion. There are many good institutions, many good state universities which would offer you MS programs without GRE also. Don't worry. GRE is not the only criteria to get a scholarship or even to get a admission. I'll take a question from Sanjana. It's her first question. Just 1 second before there is a question. When should we appoint an academic counselor for helping a student? Promote, take an admission counselor as soon as possible, because there are so many things other than just a plain application. A lot of things that you can, and take a counselor who is going to mentor you into your process of admission and scholarship. Okay, he should act like your mentor and you should listen to your counselor, because he or she is going to put you in accordance with the requirements, eligibility, everything. And plus score reporting, everything. If you have got a counselor with you, it always helps. It always helps. Sanjana, I'll answer your question first. Scholarships available for student one. Sanjana, scholarships are available, completely dependent on your background in India. Because you are going to pursue LLM. There is no LLB in US. Okay, so you are entering a law school for the first time. LSAT score, biggest factor, and your undergrad education, kind of education you have done, the kind of marks you have scored, and always go for a WES evaluation for your LLM program, such kind of programs. You can look at the website wes.org. Get your course by course evaluation done from WES before you apply for any such program. Atul, I have already answered your question. You can always apply for MS without GRE also. Easily you can apply. No issues. There are universities for everyone. Always, every time in US. Is there any other question I can answer for anyone? Any other question I can answer for anyone? If you want to write an email to me, you can always do it. I can put my email address across. We'll send it over to you. And let me answer 5 more questions which are there. There are plenty though. Job after MBA in marketing. Shyam Sundar, you have to be excellent. Excellent if you want to get into marketing. Marketing is something which is done by locals in the best way. Suppose you are in India, there are people from Europe who comes in, but who will be good in marketing? You as the first choice because you are a localite. But then if someone has got the skills for it, he is always a first choice. So if you are good in it, then only go for it. Otherwise, take something else. What is a good TOEFL score for MS? Sandeep asked. Sandeep, 80 is minimum you should look at. Don't go beyond 80. Don't go below 80 out of 120 on IBT. Not less than 80 by any chance. It's a qualifying examination. It's not. It's an eligibility criteria only. 110 is not going to fetch you any bigger admissions. Then the next question is, Nirmal asks, I want to apply if that university is good and give me scholarship. Nirmal, the university can give you scholarships also even without GRE. Okay, all universities are good. There is no bad university in US. It's perception. Good or bad has always been perception. You might not like a particular institution, but there are many students who like that institution. And normal university in US has got about 8 to 10,000 students, 4-5,000 students, 200 to 50 acre campus they have got. They have been existing for 70-80 years on an average. So what is good, what is bad? We don't have any institutions in India, hardly any, which are so historically, you can say, existent for so much time. Can loan taken for a studies be a hindrance in visa approval? Jyoti, it's not a hindrance. It shows that the local administration, local banking system trust you. Loan is generally given to a person who is eligible for it. And you are eligible for a loan when you have got something with you. So bank loan, and Canada has made it mandatory. You should have a bank loan if you want to come to Canada. So bank loan is always helpful. Bank loan means you are a credible person in the country. There is a local bank which trusts you, which thinks you are credible and is granting you a loan. So always take a loan. Loan always helps. It helps you prove your liquidity. It helps you prove that you are a credible citizen of a country. Atul Harish does an LRO. It's LOR actually, Harish, letter of recommendation from college faculty. Atul, you should have at least one academic LOR. So one good academic LOR from your college is of great help. And then next question. There have been a lot. Any other questions in particular I can address? Any undergraduate student I can address? Any postgrad? Sandeep, will they see all of our previously done? Sandeep, the score which you report to the university, the ultimate score, the last one which you have given, that is the one considered for admission. So when you apply for your score from ETS, either a GRE or a TOEFL, and the university receives it automatically, when you report a score directly from ETS or TOEFL or GRE website, when they receive it, that is when they would receive the ultimate score. So if your GRE score has been 290, 295, 305, they are getting 305 because you are reporting that particular test report. There will be multiple test reports in online for you when you have appeared on multiple times. Choose a report which you want to report and they will get only that. Okay. GPA 4. Sandeep has written GPA 4.9. Sandeep, GPA cannot be 4.9. GPA is out of 4. 4.2. Maximum GPA is 4.2. That is 100%. And CGPA can be 10.2. So GPA cannot be 4.9. Sandeep, I think I have answered your question. You report to the university and that is what they get. Deepak, visa officer is not there to investigate you, what you have been doing, reporting scores, applying to universities, all that such. Visa officer has got only your DS-160 form. That's it. DS-160 form. And if there has been any previous record with the High Commission about you. High Commission has got nothing to do. Who are you reporting your TOEFL scores to? UK, no job opportunities. Atul Harish, US, maximum job opportunities. US no work visa given to you. US work visa given to you up to 29 months. UK no work visa you get. UK manufacturing sector has declined like anything. Finance has stumbled upon huge unemployment issues, economy in recession, and a small economy. US big economy, big opportunities, work experience, work visa given, degree valued, and you get opportunities in every part of the country. Sham Sundar, prerequisites for education loan, how much one can afford? Sham Sundar, always take a loan which is affordable to you because you have to repay it back also. Take limited loan and take up a university which is affordable to you. Don't run behind names. Name doesn't take you anywhere. Name doesn't take you anywhere. Okay? Name doesn't take you anywhere. Any other questions I can address? Any other questions? Deepak, you have to apply for a separate visa. Your question is it possible to get into Canada for intern or PhD with F1 visa? Deepak, it's a separate visa. You have to apply for an entry into Canada and that will be a visitor visa you get. Kunal, IIMs are compared to US. IIMs are nowhere comparable to top US universities by any chance. By any chance. It's like comparing Delhi and Meerut or Bombay or Aurangabad. IIMs are nowhere close to any US top universities. Top 10 MBA programs in India and top 10 US programs, nowhere in comparison. IIMs doesn't have prerequisites to qualify into any top 100 to 100 programs in the world. They don't take work experience. So that means, Kunal, you are a typical Indian applicant who is looking for package, who is not looking for what they are going to teach you. Do you have Financial Times? See, either go with the publication or go with the facts. Okay. Financial Times, I don't know which article or which thing you are reporting about. Do you know how many IIMs get fired every year after taking a placement? You are aware about the hiring ratio, not aware about the firing ratio. Firing ratio has been huge because they are not able to live up to the expectations of the fat packages that they have been getting. And how are you comparing it to, what is the average salary at an IIM Ahmedabad or an IIM Lucknow? Average salary is 12 to 15 lakh rupees. You know what is average sound to you? Average. This is an average salary. Yeah, you're right. 18 lakh rupees. That means there would be students with 12 lakhs also. There would be students with 24 lakhs also. There would be, na? So then, and in US, the average salary of an Harvard graduate is estimated at 154,000 US dollars. So that is huge by any times. Not an average. I think the lowest they can get down is 150,000 US dollars. And IIM students are mostly without work experience, and top university US students are from work experience. So it's complete difference, complete transformation. Don't compare IIM to top universities of US. I think that's we are quite that's not a fair comparison. IIMs don't have a criteria good enough to be competing with these institutions, even with European institutions. And I worked with a lot of IIM graduates before. They've been getting fired also from their positions because of higher expectations, higher salaries being paid to them, but because lack of work experience doesn't allow them to. Yeah. Any questions I can answer? Kunal, any other detailed question that I can answer for you? Kunal, Sridhar, Shreya, Srinath, Sham Sundar, anyone has got any particular questions I can answer for? Great guys, thanks a lot for your time. And Kunal has put a question for mortgage for loan. Kunal, Credila can be in touch with you. You want to mortgage any property, any of your fixed assets for loan, they can always give it to you. Okay. Deepak, thanks to everyone. Srinath, how to get into Ivy Leagues? Srinath, you can always get into Ivy Leagues, but understand what is an Ivy League. Ivy League was a football league which was started years and years back. UC Berkeley, Stanford, they don't come under Ivy League. It's only 8 institutions which are on the eastern coast of the country of US which are part of Ivy League. There are so many institutions in the world that you can look up to. Don't tag yourself to Ivy League. Ivy is a football league. They have all been popular institutions, but I repeat, Stanford, Berkeley, UCLA, they are nowhere in Ivy League, but they are top-notch institutions. Okay. Take care, guys. You can write back to me anytime. I can put my email address to you. It's manik@studywithscholarship.com. manik@studywithscholarship.com. You can always write back to me. Alright guys, thanks a lot for your time on Saturday afternoon. I think we have to get back to India-Pakistan match also. I hope it would have started by now. Okay, have a good time. Have a great weekend and all the best for your careers. If you have any queries, you can always write it back to me. Take care. Thank you. Hello. हाँ जी. Done. ठीक है. ठीक है जी. ठीक है. क्या कैसा था? ओके. अच्छा ठीक. यार नहीं मैं तो यार सी व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ अ वेबिनार इफ आई हैव टू शो माय प्रेजेंटेशन आई कैन ये तो गाना मैं कभी भी गा सकता हूँ. एक सेकंड एक स्टूडेंट है. यस संदीप, टेल मी इफ यू हैव गॉट एनी क्वेश्चन आई कैन आंसर फॉर यू. Sandeep, you can put your question still. I'm here for you. Hello. हाँ जी. So I think we have answered all the questions. I have not left a single question unanswered.